April 4th, 2023 Site Plan Review Technical Advisory Committee meeting to order. Note that we have a quorum. First item of business is the approval of the March 7th meeting minutes. Are there any changes or?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I would like to entertain a motion to remove 375 Banfield from the agenda, and we'll just, because they've been postponing so long, that we're going to re-advertise them anyway.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to item B, the request of Thomas E., Mary Beth B., James B., and Megan C. Reese, owners for property located at 305 Beverly Hill Road, requesting redevelopment of the property, including the addition of 2 new dwellings units for a total of 3 units with associated site improvements. Said property is shown on Assessor Map 255, Lot 5, and lies within the Single Residence A, Single Residence B, and Natural Resource Protection Districts. Take it away.
All right. Afternoon, everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm here, Eric Sari with Hollis Engineering. I'm here with one of the applicants, Jim Reese, here to my right. I also have Charlie Hoyt. Charles or Charlie? Charlie. Oh, let's do Charlie. Charlie Hoyt, who's one of the architects for the ADU that's going to be attached to the existing structure. We made a few changes to the plans, as you've seen through the sets. Added some signs to restrict trucks. I've got one here and another one out on Beverly Hill out on here that's basically indicated that this section of the driveway is not for truck access, for tractor trailers. That was at the request of the fire department. I've also revised the water line. It now stays on this side in its entirety versus crossing over like we had before, and that's to get around the septic system, which is in here, which we were finally able to track down the plans. There's a fire truck turning template sheet in the set, which I hope is acceptable to you, Pat. We have revised the septic slightly. Originally, we were going to tie into the existing system in here. Now everything's coming to a new field out in here. So these two will be tied together into one new field. We did a test pit with Dave. Was it last week, Dave? Or a week before? As expected, the soils were absolutely fantastic. We went 8 feet down. There's no water table. It's all sand and gravel. So it's like septic heaven. One comment. Septic heaven. It's where you want septics to be. Never heard that. Yeah.
No, and you never will again.
You never pretty much will.
I've never heard of septic heaven.
It's right here. It's right here.
It's right here.
I got an email from Zach this morning about adding a second septic tank so that each unit has its own tank, and that's I added that to the plans this morning. Obviously, they're out in front of you right now. Those plans will go into DES probably later on today. If you have that form for me.
The new one?
The new one.
No.
You don't have the form for me. Okay, it's going in tomorrow.
I can get it to you.
All right.
When I get home.
We did find out what the numbering is. It's 301, 303, and 305 Beverly Hill. I think that's what it ended up being.
305,
305, 307, 309, going the other way. And those are to be on the mailboxes out on Beverly Hill Road, which is at the end of this driveway on the top here where the existing mailboxes are. That was confirmed with Jamie at DPW. So we avoided the whole private road situation that we were talking about. Yeah, mailboxes are right here. We got confirmation from the state regarding the conservation easement. The replacement of the water line is not in contravention of the easement from what they can tell. And I think that issue is behind us now. And that is it in a nutshell. So we're open to questions. Obviously, we have Charlie here to answer any fire code questions that you may have, Pat. I know that a lot of stuff was captured on the plan, but leave it to you guys.
All right. Any comments or questions? Pat?
I see you separated the building, that was good. But, I'm not satisfied with the access yet.
Okay.
It's very tight. What's the width of the road?
The existing driveway, it varies, obviously. In places, it's about 10 feet on average, maybe 12 at the most.
I wouldn't expect you to do 20 feet the whole way.
No.
But we need to have a little bit of a buffer here. And then, did you look at Appendix D in the 2018 IFC for the access road requirements?
No, because that's relating to a road, from what I understand.
No, it's just related to fire department access.
Just in general? Okay, I missed that then.
At some point, as we get up closer to the building, we would want some more space, and we would want to meet the turnaround requirements that are in Appendix D,
Okay.
which you might be close to.
I don't think we have a problem with that. I mean, they bring tractor trailers up there, you know, with loads of hay.
I
so
think there's enough
plenty of
space
room.
up there.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Yeah, and your fire trucks have turned around up there before, too.
Yeah.
They've been up there a couple times.
So what are you looking for, Pat? And where do you want it?
Well, I see where the, looking at the wheel tracks at the overhang, we're right, either, we're hitting the line in numerous places.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to have a bit of a buffer there.
A little bit more room. I mean, you do have to remember this program that we use is extremely conservative. I mean, this is the program that shows that you can't get tractor trailers into the Nissan site on the Spalding. Where Mr. Winder, my partner, told me that they brought some of you guys out there, and the tractor trailer guy came through, whipped right through, and then, hey, you guys want me to do it in reverse? He did it in reverse. So that's the same program. There's a lot of buffer in the calculations on this. But if you wanted to widen out a little bit, is that acceptable to you in some places?
Widen the road?
Widen the access, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At select spots.
Yeah, the two tough spots, you got your little cool pointer? The two tough spots for tractor trailers and the fire trucks are right there, and those are already widened. Everything else, usually when the big tractor trailers turn around, it's actually right there in the field. There's plenty of room right there. I mean, you can stay on the paved area, well, the gravel area, not paved. That's not a problem, but all of this is usually what we use. But this is already widened, and this is already widened to allow for the turning radius for bigger vehicles.
Yeah, the out past right about here, this data is from GIS, so it might be old. So if it has been widened, then we did not capture it. But I can take a look at minimum
Yeah,
width
you
on
capture
those
it, show
forms.
it, show a little bit of, give us a little bit of a buffer there. Like I say, we don't expect the 20 feet all the way down. That would be kind of ridiculous. But show us the buffer and then show turnaround meeting one of the options in Appendix D of the 2018 IFC. There's multiple options there. I think there's enough space.
There has to be. It works.
And there's places that a tractor trailer can get to that we can't because we don't have them.
Yeah, you don't articulate.
You don't articulate.
The electric line that you're showing, not realistic. They're not going to take down the horse paddy fence to put the, oh, that's an overhead wire. Never
It's
mind,
overhead.
never
Yep,
mind.
yep.
Okay, so add the septic tank, and I think I'm good.
Okay.
Shanti?
Yeah, just because the architects, you're the architect, you said?
Architectural designer.
So this is a accessory dwelling unit, but we'll still treat it as a two-family.
Correct.
Yeah, and I
One hour
wanted to,
separation.
Yes, sir.
John.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a detail of that, I think.
I was just going to say, we want to remove that label as an ADU because it got approved as 3 dwelling units.
Okay.
And it didn't go through the ADU process,
Got
so
it.
they're just three
Yep.
units,
So
so.
it's a two-family and a one-family.
Right.
Okay. For just so you guys are aware, for septic permitting purposes, it's easier, less confusing for them if I call them ADUs. That's a semantic thing, but I need to.
Well, it's definitely
I need to
gonna-
lead them to water, unfortunately.
Well, for the planning board, it's definitely
Gonna
going
let an ADU go through.
to, right.
But
Is that-
it's only a label on the septic sheets that are not part of the plan set.
Right, so,
Why wouldn't the septic be labeled as a two-family, which is,
Well, it's different because the one bedroom is its own thing and it has a different loading. So when you have if you have
the
any,
one-bedroom versus a two-bedroom,
yeah, so it's,
three-bedroom, four-bedroom,
so it's a 225 gallon per day versus your standard 150.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I'm over 2 bedrooms, I go 150, 150, 150. In that particular case, it's an ADU because it has a kitchen that has 50% more loading in terms of septic loading. So instead of 150 per bedroom, 150 GPD per bedroom, I'm at 225. So to keep it cleaner with them, I'm treating them as ADUs just because it's sort of capturing that one-bedroom unit scenario. It's confusing.
well, I mean, the septics are designed based on bedroom count.
They
so-
are, except in this case, it's 2 separate units.
Okay.
One of them's only a 1-bedroom or a studio. So just because it's below this 300-gallon threshold, it's below 2 bedrooms, I have to have more flow coming from.
Agreed, I would just call it its own straight-up unit, and it would be a two-family, and that way everything is, everything jives between our records and DES.
Yeah,
You know.
I'll try it. I'll see where, I'll see where it gets me. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
don't think you're going to get past the planning board otherwise, because they're pretty focused on ADUs and.
Your
plan
approval
is
for
an ADU.
construction is not gonna wanna say from DES, ADU.
Okay,
Right.
okay, all right. I'll figure out a way to parse it.
Shanti, did you have your first question answered? Or-
Yeah,
sorry, I
I'm just
interrupted you.
scrolling to the
Yeah.
details, but you've got it, looks like,
On sheet A2, I detailed the assemblies.
there we go, perfect, okay, thank you. Yep.
And I also do, although I think I had the conversation with Pat, now that we are separated from the barn, I don't show that as a fire-rated wall, exterior wall, but it will be I'll make sure it's rated as well.
It has to be, because it's all, I'll have to double check that, but
I
you're in
didn't
there.
detail it, but I will, when it comes time to do the work and drawings, it'll be detailed as such.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it has to be, because it's all under one fire area, and it's a 1 and 2 family dwelling, but
Correct.
I'll double check, right, so it doesn't have to be fire rated. is what
Well, I
I'm
think
saying.
he's talking about this wall, because it may be too close to the barn.
I don't think it matters, though. I don't think there's any sort of a requirement, because it falls under the the IRC, 1 and 2
Oh, it
family
doesn't fall
dwellings.
under the
and it's not a
IBC.
commercial, and it is an accessory to the residential use. It's under one fire area, the entirety of that barn and 2-family, but we'll nail that down, but
Yeah.
might be able to save yourself some work and some money for the owner.
I'll review that with you
Sure.
prior to submitting the working drawings. For Paul.
The barn is used for a,
Oh, is it a commercial barn?
well, it's used for a camp, right?
Yeah.
That might change things, okay. Yeah.
Like a kid's camp.
We'll work through that.
Well, when I went over it with Paul, we would have bantered it around a little bit. We didn't know what to do. I just told him I was going to just fire rate it.
Right. Okay.
So the stricter of the rules, regs will apply.
If it's an actual reg, that's right,
Yeah.
yeah. We can work through that, though, yeah, yeah, okay.
All right, any other comments, questions? Anyone from the public like to make any comment? See if anybody's on Zoom. No one on Zoom? No one in the public, so we'll close that portion. Further
Just had
discussion.
a question on the turning radius showed your driveway going on on the abutting property, is that,
According to GIS, it does.
but it's not?
I don't know.
By a roof?
If I trust the GIS, it is, but we didn't go surveying all the way down.
Some of the purpose.
The north driveway?
Right there.
This here.
The south driveway.
I wonder if that was still left over.
It's been there for hundreds of years, so
That's not going to fix it.
The rock wall that separates the two is
Yeah.
on one side of the driveway. So I think that's probably incorrect.
so the GIS is wrong.
It's just off our, you just pulled that off our.
Yeah, yeah. I just had what I had. I'm like, okay, I got to get out to the road somehow because we only had that north driveway. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So through the GIS to make it fit. And
Yeah, there should be on roof.
The old rock walls around the perimeter are pretty close to the property line.
Okay.
Can I make a motion?
You can?
I'll make a motion to move this on to the planning board with the stipulations that have been outlined in the meeting. Specifically, a second septic tank shall be added for the other building. Driveway needs to be able to handle the fire truck and widen in appropriate spots. What else did I forget?
Do you want to see that before it goes to planning board? So
Yeah, I would,
So, turning template will be reviewed by fire,
reviewed and approved.
reviewed and be approved by fire prior to submitting to planning board.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.
Sorry, I just have a question. If the driveway's widened in that conservation area, does that need to go back to DES? Or no?
Probably.
Okay. So that might be just an extra time to account for.
Where's the conservation area?
It's everything that's not being
Oh,
built.
this,
There's a cutout.
The driveway runs all the way
The
through
first
it.
plan shows the cutout.
This whole line?
That's the cutout,
Yeah.
anything outside of this is in the easement.
is in the conservation easement.
I'll take a look at what we've got for survey. If we have to, I'll send Johnny Shag back out and pick up what's out there. If it has been widened, then we might not have to do anything.
It's been widened by use.
But you're talking about widening it on the way in or all the way up there?
It'd be this spot.
Just need to check it in the
You
corners.
just got to check this
Yeah.
corner and this corner.
Okay.
This one's not the concern because
Right.
that's outside the easement.
I bet the corners are close to 20 feet.
Yeah. We'll take a look at that, and if we need to go back to, L-chip or whoever it was.
LCIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure we get, Peter will go through them.
Which,
Yeah.
which Peter?
Yeah.
That's a better view of the shaded area.
Okay, you straight? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. Any opposed? You're approved.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The barn is not.
Any other business this time?
How was the walk? I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Kept rescheduling us.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn?
It was good.
All right, we
Yeah.
adjourn.
It's nice.
Yeah, you're right.